Right now, I'm in Denver, Colorado, so what better time to film this video? In this video, we're going to look at the Uber requirements and Lyft requirements to drive in Denver. First off, let's look at Uber. When it comes to the driver requirements, you must be at least 21 years old, licensed to drive in the US for at least 1 year, or 3 years if you're under the age 23. I'll talk about the vehicle requirements in a second, and then of course, valid driver's license, license plates with current registration, and of course, pass a background check and a driving record check. Pretty standard, nothing too surprising here. I think the biggest thing when it comes to Uber and Lyft, and keep in mind, Uber and Lyft are a bit different, is the fact that you can be 21 years or older. However, you have to have been licensed to drive in the US for at least 1 year or 3 years if you're under the age 23. Keep that in mind. Now I'm going to the vehicle requirements for Denver. Pretty standard, 15-year-old vehicle or newer, 4-door vehicle, good condition with no cosmetic damage and no commercial branding. What's interesting though, is Uber accepts both official and temporary registration documents when it comes to your car registration. The vehicle does not need to be registered in your name to qualify. However, it does need to be registered in the state of Colorado. And then insurance. All drivers must maintain their own insurance policy in accordance with state and local laws. Quick side note, this is really interesting. When I grew up in Massachusetts, the cliche thing, if someone pulled you over, was license and registration. Everyone's heard that line, license and registration, please. However, when I was in Colorado, I remember I was here with friends, they got pulled over, and it was license, registration, and proof of insurance. And we were like, what? What do you mean proof of insurance? And the cop was like, you know, proof of your insurance. And we're like, what are you talking about? Turns out that in Colorado, cops will ask for the proof of your insurance. In Massachusetts, they do not. So Lex, if you just moved here and you're watching this video, looking to drive for Uber and Lyft, of course, there's a chance you might get pulled over. So keep in mind, just have like, whether it's a PDF document on your phone, or like say have the app. I have the Progressive app because I have Progressive insurance. However you want to do it, just make sure, and this not only relates to ride sharing, but just driving in general, to have your license, registration, and proof of insurance when driving here in Colorado. But anyway though, let's now look at Lyft. So going with the driver requirements, then we'll go back up. Valid driver's license, temporary or out-of-state licenses are also acceptable. Keep that in mind. 25 years or older. So if you're 21, you've been driving for a few years, you might only be able to drive for Uber for a certain period of time, and then you can drive for Lyft. Pass a driver screening, pretty straightforward. Going up here to the vehicle requirements, 2007 or newer. They do mention Lyft Lux and Lyft Lux Black here. Remember, when it comes to the Lyft premium services and the Uber premium services, there's a few more different rules and things that come into play. So on this video, I'm really focusing on the basic Uber and Lyft driving requirements for Denver. Going here again, 4 doors, 5 to 8 seats, including the drivers, a Colorado license plate. Lastly, document requirements, proof of vehicle insurance, proof of valid Colorado vehicle registration, proof of Colorado vehicle inspection, a photo. You can take it with your phone, it's pretty easy with the photo. And then you need a Colorado TNC driver fitness self certification. So keep in mind, you have to do all this to drive for Lyft and Uber.